Hello viewers, my name is Aminat Adamu from the TV Party the Kwara State. Before we should go further, I would like with our guest to introduce himself to the viewers.
Thank you very much. My name is Abdul Kadir Yusuf, a legal practitioner and the president of Party Progressive Minded Youth PPMY. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, sir. Today's program is why youth should engage in politics. But before then, I would like with our guest to explain to us who are the youths.
Thank you very much. Generally speaking, there is no a universal classification of youth. Each organization, each categories of people bring up their classification of who are regarded as youth. For instance, United Nations says that youth are people that are within the age range of 10 to 19. African Youth Charter says youth are people that are within the age range of 15 to 35. Even within these two, you can see there is a change. But one thing is common. One thing is common among these is the fact that it is people that range between the ages of, say, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So we can say that youths are people that are within the age range of 15 to 20 to 25 to 35. And when you look at it critically, then it will be safe to say that youth are people that are graduating from the age end of teenage, which is from 13, 14, 15, to the early adulthood. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like you to explain to us why youth should engage in politics.
It is very important for the youths to engage in politics. But before we even go into that, we need to know the percentage of people that are within the category of this youthful age. When you look at the world generally, the people that are within the youthful age range dominate people that are living in the world, which means they are the larger percentage of people in the society. Now, having understand that, we need to know what is politics. Politics is a process that births leadership. Politics is a process that births people that represent the people, especially in a democratic settings like we are in Nigeria. So it is very important for the youths to get themselves engaged in politics, because it is in this politics that democratically people are elected to represent the people, the society, the people and the general society. Now, if you do not engage in politics as a youth, then that means you are indirectly putting aside, not minding who should rule you. So it is important for you to determine who should rule you in the society, because whether you like it or not, these people we are electing into the National Assembly, into the executive arm of the government, are the people that are representing us. These people, while the National Assembly, the assembly members are responsible for lawmaking that directly or indirectly will affect you as a member of the society. We also have the executive, who are the policy makers. Now, this policy that they are making is not for themselves alone, but for each and every one of us, in particularly the youths. So if you do not engage yourself in politics, that means that directly or indirectly, you are ignoring your present and your future. Because in governance, policy that are being formulated and policies that are being implemented have direct impact on the people that are living in the society. So it is important, if you want good policy that will be beneficial to you, talking about provisions of the likes of social amenities, talking about good road, talking about education, quality education, talking about accessible and affordable healthcare services, and talking about water, potable water, and other things, then you have to engage in yourself in politics right from the process of emergence of these people. I am saying right from the process because if you don't engage right from the very first process, it is whoever political parties present to you as a candidate that you are going to go and vote for. Which means if political parties present somebody who is not competent or somebody who does not have good intention towards the society, somebody who does not have good plan for the youth, then you have no choice than to choose among those people. But when you get yourself engaged right from the beginning, I mean right from the primaries, from primaries to the general election, and even after the election, you involve yourself in the constant engagement of the political office holders. Now, it will help you, it will help the society in bringing about positive change. Now, when we are saying you should get engaged in politics, we must understand the simple fact that we are not saying engaging yourself in politics as an instrument of the political office holders or politicians. But you engage in politics as one of the people that will be involved in the policy formulation and the policy implementation. Unlike in those days that you see youths allowing themselves to be used as a political talk, pasting posters or tearing posters, or as a political talk, shouting, say kai, say this or say that. No, youth should not be doing that. You should be part of people that will sit on a round table and discuss how somebody will win primary election through legitimate ways, how that same person will win general election. If you see in that person the right variables, right intention towards, better intention towards the society. So they say that most people believe that politics is a dirty game, and because it's a dirty game, you do not want yourself to be engaged in dirty games. Now, one thing you are forgetting with that is that if you say politics is a dirty game and you don't want to get yourself dirty, that means you continue to be ruled by the dirty people that are in politics. And I don't even believe that politics is actually a dirty game. It depends on how you are playing it yourself. So if you don't want to be ruled by dirty people, then you should also get yourself in politics so that you will be able to contribute your quota in the growth and development of the society where you belong. Also, it is widely said that if you do not want to, if the wise refuses to join politics, then definitely that wise will continue to be ruled by the fools that are in there, if you believe that it is the fools that are there. And why is it also very important for the youth to engage in politics is because you need to secure your future. Somebody who is within the age range of 15 to 35 now that we talked about is actually somebody who is still struggling to lay solid foundation for his future. Unlike somebody who is in the age of 60, 55, or even approaching 50 or more, that person will no longer be talking about securing his future because he is probably already in that future. But you that you are in the age of 15, it is you that will be talking about how to secure, how to get educated. After you graduate at the age of, say, 25 to 30, you will now be talking about how to secure a job. After you secure a job, you will now be talking about some other things. Now, it is very important for you to have a better future. It is very, very important that you participate in this in politics, because it is the politicians who emerge winners of elections that determines what you eat. They are the one that determines what you wear. They are the one that determines the kind of education that your children will go through. Even you yourself, they are the one that determine the kind of hospital, the kind of facilities that will be in that hospital. They are the one that determines the road you are going to be walking, driving, or riding on. They are the one that determines virtually everything, what you eat and even how you eat it. Now, if you don't get yourself involved in that process, that means you are leaving your future, your present, and your future in the hand of some other person. And however way the person determines it, you bear with it. So if you don't want to bear with it, you want socio-economic and political development, then you have to get yourself involved in politics, because it is going to aid policy formulation, policy implementation, and it will also ensure what we call checks and balances in the system. As a youth, as president of Party Progressive Minded Youth now, I have my members who are also within the age range of youth. Now, how do we on our part, for instance, engage in politics. When we say engagement in politics, it's not necessarily that you have to be a member of a political party or so, but getting yourself involved in the governance system, not just partisan system, continuously demanding for accountability from the political representatives through constructive ways, continuously drawing the attention of the political office holders and political leaders to the needs of the society, continuously drawing the attention to the challenges of the society, because just like we all are, there is no one that is perfect. Infallibility belongs to Almighty Allah. So some of these people, some of these political office holders have good intention, but their knowledge is limited, just like every human. So as members of the society, as youths who are directly either the victims or the beneficiaries of this policy, of this democratic representation, it is important that we join hands together, get ourselves involved, in order for us to always draw the attention of these political office holders, of our political leaders, to the challenges of the society, letting them know where they are doing better, you commend them, where they are doing poor, you draw their attention to it for the purpose of them improving in that regard. So it is very important for youth to get themselves involved in politics, because its importance is is immeasurable. It cannot be overemphasized, because if you don't involve in politics, then you are going to be a victim of whatever policy or whatever representation that people that are in that politics are giving you, because they are the life wires of the society. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, what do you think are the challenges facing in youth politics?
Thank you. There are a lot of challenges that are facing the youths and that are discouraging them from joining politics or from being in the policy formulation in this political era. One of those challenges is that the major challenges is finance. Nigerian politics is structured in such a way that it is money consuming. Nigerian politics is such that if you do not have money, you may not be able to make a serious impact, because our politics is more of money politics than constructive or than developmental politics. And that is why you see politicians trying to buy people's mandates with money. So it's not all of this, all of the youths, most of the youths are hindered by financial challenge from buying of, for instance, if you want to, I remember the last election, 2023 election, for you to contest for president under All Progressive Congress, the form that you buy is 100 million naira. Now, a youth that has the competence, that is competent, that has credibility, and is willing to vie for that position, where will he get 100 million naira from? Likewise, even in PDP too, I think PDP was around 50 million or so. So right from the grassroots, even the House of Representatives, House of Assembly, it requires a lot of money. And even after this, you need money to run around for your campaign and other activities like that. So finance is one of the problems. Another problem facing the youth is that our older politicians have formed a cycle. They have a cycle which is an enclosed cycle, that they do not allow anybody to come into that cycle. And that is why you see them, when they are occupying one position, they've not finished that position, they'll be talking about another position. And they are now swapping positions without allowing new person inside. So as youth, you have to force yourself inside. Now, by forcing yourself inside, it's not by thuggery, but by legitimately, intellectually forcing yourself inside, by making sure that this position now, if it is not youth, we are not interested. So by so doing, you'll be able to come inside. Another challenge of the youth is lack of orientation. Sometimes you know how to do something, but because you are not informed And they said, if you are not informed, you are deformed. So that orientation of I can do it is not there. So the older politicians have penned it in such a way that if it is not them, you cannot do it. Whereas it is not so. Youth can equally do it. So that orientation that is lacking among the youth, the older politicians prefer using the youth for to go and paste posters or to go and intimidate opponents. Or sometimes they print t-shirts and give it to the youth, and you will not even see their children wearing those t-shirts. So that orientation needs to be there. And that is why I commend programs such as this. Because with this type of program, sensitization, orientation will be taking place, and people will begin to know that, okay, so I can actually do it. And they'll be doing it. So it also constitutes a challenge of youth joining politics. Some other challenges are societal demands and other things like that. Unemployment is one of the challenges too, because a youth that is not employed, they say that you are not employed, you don't have employment, you do not have source of income, you do not have experience and other things like that. Forgetting the fact that experience starts someday, one day. That's when experience will start. So there are various other challenges, but these ones are major challenges that are hindering the involvement of youth in politics. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. What are the way forward?
Like I said in the beginning, for every challenge, there must be a way out of the challenge. I think one of the way forward, we have to start from the legal aspect. There is already no too young to run in the system. That is to say, you don't have to be older person before you participate you contest for an election. The law has done its own. It's left for us to take advantage of that law and encourage ourselves. The youth need to come together, identify themselves, unite. When they unite with each other and they be members of political party from the very beginning and support one of their own, instead of always rallying around the older politicians. They can support one of their own, and make sure that that one of their own emerge in the primary elections and also in the general election. Another way out is that the youth should dump money politics, going with only that person who has given them money. They should encourage themselves to do politics of ideology, who is having an idea, whose manifesto is convincing, instead of doing money politics. And again, the society also need to be orientated that the person that can do better is the person who has something at stake. An elder person who is in his 60s or who is in his 70s or who is approaching his 60s or so already do not have much at stake. At that material time, that person is only looking for how to secure the future of his own children, not his own personal future again. But if you are doing it yourself and you know that you have something at stake as a youth, you know that you are still coming back to the society, then definitely you will do better. So when we orientate the society so that the society will encourage our youth, particularly women, to get themselves in politics in order to have a better society. Some of the ways to get out of this challenge. And even the elders must also start supporting the youth. They must start supporting the youth in their involvement in politics and stop using youth for thuggery. Stop using youth for campaign instruments. They should engage youth in contesting elections and winning elections, so that they will be part and parcel of the system of governance, not just system of politics. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, sir.
Thank you.
We have come to the end of today's program. Once again, my name is Adamu Aminat from To the TV Particular States, and our guests
Thank you. My name is Abdul Kadir Yusuf, a legal practitioner and President Patigi Progressive Minded Youth. Thank you.